What's up, everybody? It's Russ, and in today's video I'm going to discuss the most productive areas to find old coins in old home sites. But before we do that, let me let you know that I'm giving away a metal detector on my live stream. My live stream will be this Friday, the 15th of July at 6 p.m. Central. So in order to win, you've got to show up to that live stream and you have to be subscribed. Now let me paint a picture for you. Let's say you find this amazing home site. You talk to the homeowner and they say, hey, you know what? We're going to tear up the yard here soon. So you have one opportunity to metal detect this yard, because once we do the new yard, we don't want anybody digging in it. This is a scenario where you need to know the most productive areas to find old coins. And that's what this video is all about. So let's get down to it. Let's talk about the least productive areas. You know, the least productive area is right around the house proper itself. Why is this? You figure, hey, there's a lot of people around there. That should be a good area. Well, yes, there are a lot of people around the exterior of the house, but guess what? There are a lot of junk around that area too. Let's talk about people put on a new roof. How often do that? Once every 10, 15, 20 years. What do? They just tear the shingles off, throw them down to the bottom, roofing nails all over the place, siding. People put new siding on the place. There's siding nails all over the place. So that is a least productive area because you're having to sift through a ton of garbage and it'll really take you a long time. Another area that's not very productive is deep into the yard. If you're in an area like this where you've got a lot of yard back there, yeah, I mean, you know, there's not a lot of people congregated in that yard area. Unless there's a shade tree. If you have a really big shade tree, you're going to want to hit around that shade tree because people put out chairs or they just sat down under the shade of that tree. All right, so let's talk about some of the productive areas. One productive area are the porches. Front or back, both of those areas are good. But keep in mind that in the olden days, unlike today, people hung out on their front porch more, so they could see everybody going by, that sort of thing. Nowadays, we tend to hang out in the back porch, in the backyard. But back then, in the day, they used to sit in the front porch. All right, another productive area is the driveway. Think about it. Dad pulls up in his old car, or maybe in a horse carriage. They park the car or the carriage in the driveway, and then they walk up the driveway into the house. Maybe they were unloading in the driveway, you know, getting groceries, that sort of thing, back and forth, back and forth. So there was a lot of movement along the driveway. So make sure to check the edges of the driveway. Another very productive area is along the walkway in the front yard to get to the front porch. Think about it. Everybody went up and down that walkway. Visitors came in. Maybe they were putting their keys away because they parked on the road. Maybe they were digging in their pocket to check their watch, you know. So there's a lot of action going on that walkway. So check the walkway, both sides. Another great area are sidewalks. You know, I mean, a lot of people back and forth along those sidewalks. If coins fell down onto the sidewalks, chances are they bounced into the grass and they weren't found, and they're waiting for you and your metal detector to find them. So check the sidewalks. Those are great. Another productive area is the curb line right along the roadway. People pull up, they get out of their cars, and they drop stuff, or they're unloading or loading stuff into the car. So there's a lot of opportunities to drop stuff. Another great area is old gardens. You know, they're in there with their hands, they're planting stuff, you know, they're taking their gardening gloves off. Things are falling in to the garden area. So that is an excellent place to look. So if you can see where an old garden area was or even happens still to be, check that garden area. And another area is where they've planted shrubs. Now this is where we kind of, you know, the area's gray about along the house. Now if there are planted trees along the exterior or shrubs along the exterior of the house, you may want to go check those because people planted those. And again, that's labor, that's work. They could have dropped coins in that area while they were doing that, bending over to, to plant the bush, or maybe, the ring fell off when they were doing the gardening. So that is an area to look. All right, here we are. My number one most productive area at any house site is the clothesline. If you see a clothesline, make a beeline for it. That's the very first place you check. There's a lot of things going on here at this clothesline. Number one, stuff gets put in your pockets, whether there's coin or jewelry, and then it gets forgotten. It gets washed. If it doesn't fall out, it gets hung up upside down, and out falls those coins or jewelry. So that is an amazing area to search. Another reason is that when they were hanging the laundry, that's a lot of work. That's hard work. You're flipping out stuff, Rings could go flying. Excuse me, the sweat's dropping. It is hot. It's 92, but that's all right. It only feels like 111. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you might like another video I did where I went and explored ghost towns in Nevada and did some metal detecting. Check it out.